Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. Today, I am proud to report that Dark Stalker for Androxus has been fixed. This is a talent that I have really wanted to play ever since it got reworked. Dark Stalker is basically an old talent for Androxus that gives him 3 separate charges of his dash, instead of having them all linked together like the normal Nether step is. And it allows for Androxus to get a lot more mobility. It also reworks how his hovering mechanic works, so he actually just kind of stays almost gravityless in the air. Is that a word? I think it's... no, it's not a word. But anyways, you'll see what I'm talking about in just a sec. So let's grab Dark Stalker. This talent basically, before this patch, it was broken in the sense that the mechanic just straight up didn't work. And then when this patch came out, it was broken in the sense that you literally couldn't click on it. Nobody had the talent, so you couldn't play it. But now, as you can clearly see, that has been resolved. So let's pick Dark Stalker, and I have a test build here. Now I want to emphasize, this is a test build. I'm not saying this build is good. I literally have not played it before this video, so you and I together are going to discover if this is good. We have Elusive at level 4 and Abyss Walker at level 4. Since we're using our Nether step far more than usual, this seems like a good idea. And then I'm also trying Featherweight at level 2 for a little bit of healing while drifting, because we can get a ton of airtime with this talent. And then we're also going to grab Chronos. And also, we have Watchful at level 4 for cooldown reduction after Elim. So, let's head out. We are in Outpost Payload here. Let's go ahead and dash our way out, and you can see I just dashed there. And you can see that gravityless effect I'm talking about, where I'm just, like, hovering. I'm not going down for, like, a good second after I press the dash. So it's actually really quite fluid, and you can see just how much airtime we're getting here. I'm still in the air. I can basically just, with Chronos 2 here, permanently dash. And there we go, we got the Betty, and we get some dash cooldown reset now. So yeah, this reset feels really good. This dashing, it feels really, really good. And of course, because of this build, every time we dash, we get a movement speed bonus, we get 120 healing, and then you can see, because I have so much airtime, I get 20 healing per tick, 100 healing per second, while just hovering here. This is so much fun. This is so much fun. I love this. We're just constantly flying with Androxus. I'm so happy we can finally play with this talent. This is like Androxus, but with his mobility cranked up to the absolute max, and it is glorious. I'm going to take a guess that she went this way. Sounds like she didn't. Alright, well, let's just use one of our dashes here, and we found her. Uh-oh. Got her. Let's get out, and let's ult, because I got that. There's the double. There's the triple. I am cracked at Androxus. And the reason we're playing Outpost Payload here today is because they also released another bug fix today, which is actually Thursday when I'm recording this, and that is that if we press escape here... oh, if I press escape here, I'm getting shot in the forehead. But if we press escape, you can see that there is no longer the return to lobby button. So check this out. Return to game, options, scoreboard, quit game. There's no more return to lobby button in Payload. This has been a brutal bug that's plagued the game mode since its release, because players would just press escape, see the option, oh, return to lobby, and think, oh, okay, I have been moderately inconvenienced because the enemy team pushed it in, like, I don't know, 4 minutes. I'm just gonna leave. And this mode has basically had a bot epidemic because of it. There have been so many bots in this game mode. And because return to lobby has been removed now, there will hopefully be fewer bots, right? The goal is that the only bots you'll really find are people who are crashing. So, yeah, thank goodness that is gone, because that was just not really fun. Also, I want to see, is the rendering bug still here? Yeah, the rendering bug is still here. So there's a rendering bug on this map where it's got a much shorter render distance now, and I'm not really sure why that is. I assume it's because of Switch. But this is the last patch that the game is on Switch, so I find it curious that they would make such an accommodation. I don't know, it's just really weird. But yeah, oh my gosh. This is literally like the floor is lava Androxus. How much have I actually been on the floor this match? I feel like the only time I'm on the floor is when I'm in spawn right now buying items. This is ridiculous. It is so much fun. This really is such a fun Androxus playstyle, and I really think this is genuinely a net buff for Androxus, this talent rework. Like, it's probably not better than old Curse Revolver, right? But it's certainly more healthy for the game than Curse Revolver. This type of mobility is really fun, and yeah, it's not like it's, you know, unconquerable. The enemy team can definitely deal with me. I have a lot more dashes, but I don't have infinite dashes, and while I'm in the air, I can't really utilize any form of cover. So if they're good at hitting their shots, they can still kill me, and the mobility is definitely very telegraphed. But it's just so much fun, and this extra mobility means Androxus can be a lot more free with picking fights and getting away from fights and generally just repositioning, dodging, and I think it's a really fun thing. Honestly, all he needs now is, I would argue, a little tiny smidge of a damage buff. There's something that really annoys me, and maybe I'll show you what I mean later in the shooting range. Hello, is that a bot? What's this guy doing? Okay, that was certainly some gameplay there. But yeah, something that's really annoying to me for Androxus is that his punch just, it does like 30 damage less than his revolver, and it results in some very awkward shenanigans where I'm running into a Caspian dash and dying. I actually died to a Caspian dash, that's embarrassing. But yeah, it makes it so where he runs into awkward situations where he can basically hit 3 body shots on somebody and then punch them and they don't die. Alternatively, he can hit 2 headshots on somebody, punch them, and they also don't die. And you're basically forced to run Defiant Fist if you ever want to use the fist, because otherwise there's basically no point in using it. You should just use a 4th shot instead, and it's very, very awkward. I'll show you what I mean in the shooting range after this match. But you could either make the case that the punch should be buffed, or the revolver should be buffed slightly, or maybe both. You could maybe make the argument that he should return to 600 damage, but if people are afraid of that, then something like 580 I feel like would be a good middle ground. Kind of in the middle of where it is now and where it used to be. Oh my god, I'm insane! Did you see those headshots? I'm immediately dead, though. But yeah, that would put him in a pretty good spot, because I still feel like he's kind of a mid-tier flank right now. He's certainly workable, and if you're good at him, then he can still pop off, as you've seen plenty of players do, I'm sure. But is there any reason to pick Androxus over Vatu now, even with Dark Stalker finally working? I don't think so. He's hit scan, which is nice. He has definitely better poke than Vatu. But his mobility still is not as good as Vatu, and his burst is far inferior to Vatu. Oh my gosh, how am I not hitting these shots right now? Okay. Ooh, we headshot him, let's go. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely still a very fun flank. He always has been one of the most fun flanks in this game. As he should be. I mean, he's the poster boy of this entire game, isn't he? So, yeah. And this is very, very cool. I love this so much. Hello. Can we get him? Or get her? Yep, there we go. Nice. Uh-oh. Let's, gracefully float through the buffed Solar Blessing, headshot the Androxus, and continue to just get this passive healing here from my dashes and from my my gliding here. This is awesome. Oh, there's Ceres. Get her! No, I touched the ground! Okay, there we go. Let's get back in the sky. Boop, there we go. I can literally just perpetually stay here. Another interesting thing to note... Ooh, crap. Hold on. There we go. Let's kill the bot. No! Yeah, another very interesting thing to note is that if you just jump, you also still sort of have that anti-gravity effect. I mean, it's not really as powerful. It actually felt more powerful in the shooting range. But this just makes his glide mechanic a lot snappier, this talent, which I think is really, really fun. And yeah, there we go. There's the victory.
Wow.
Dark Stalker is so enjoyable, man. Is it better than Eevee? No, of course not. Come on, Eevee's still the best flank ever conceived, but it sure is a lot of fun, and I'll probably play more Androxus this patch as a result, because that was just, it was a lot of fun. I feel like a broken record, saying it's a lot of fun, but guess what? It was a lot of fun. And yeah, as far as the build is concerned, I definitely think Abyss Walker is a good card to have in here. You could probably swap out Featherweight for a different card if you really wanted to. But yeah, otherwise I feel like the general concept of the build is good. Movement speed after another step for 3 seconds is basically permanent uptime on 40% movement speed because of this talent, which is really good. And Watchful is generally a pretty solid cooldown reduction card. 40% cooldown reduction after Elim is not bad at all. I'm sure you could also swap that out for something else if you wanted to. The reason why I'm not using Reversal Reset, which gives far greater reset on the Nether Step, is just because I feel like with this talent, having like 80% cooldown reduction on the Nether Step is just a little bit excessive for considering the time it takes to actually cast Reversal, because it has a really long sort of cast time, and by the time that's done, I feel like you already have at least one Nether Step back. And also, the reversal is inconsistent with this talent. It's only ever consistent with Godslayer because you have that guaranteed projectile. Otherwise, you're not guaranteed to get a projectile, and so, yeah, it's much less easy to get value out of it, I would say. But yeah, I mean, definitely experiment with making your own build. I'm not saying this is a good build, like I said at the start of the video, so take this with a grain of salt, okay? I repeat. And yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about real quick in the shooting range when it comes to his damage. So yeah, I've been noticing this a lot recently when I go to the shooting range to warm up, because basically what I do to warm up sometimes is I'll just like go to the shooting range and just practice like flick shots for a little bit, right? Just... Oh wow, warming up the aim. Okay, that's great. And yeah, I'll notice that sometimes I'll just go in for a punch, right? I'll hit like 1, 2, 3 shots, and then I'll go for the punch, and... What is this? What is this? It just feels like a robbery. It feels like a scam. It's a 1.5 second time to kill, basically. Like, if this were to actually kill, right? It'd be half a second, half a second, half a second, and then kill. So slightly more than 1.5 seconds to kill, which is not, like, OP by any means. And it doesn't even kill. So you have to increase the time to kill even further, right? But here's the thing, you don't even need to use the punch then, if you want to actually kill her. Because here's what you can do, right? 4 shots instead. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the punch is actually redundant, because if you punch, you have to do 1, 2, 3, punch, 4. It actually increases your time to kill even further to get that extra 30 damage. So I feel like the punch should be brought up to 550, just to make it consistent. Or alternatively, just buff his revolver damage up to like 580 or something. The other thing is, if you hit 2 headshots like this, bing, bing, like that. Or I didn't actually mean to punch there, I just kind of squeezed my mouse. But you can see there, I hit 2 headshots and I punched him, and he also lives on a sliver of HP. So I just feel like it would be just a little bit more rewarding, and it would feel a little bit more fun if he just did the slightest bit more damage, alright? Cursed Revolver was obviously far too much damage, and I'm talking about the DOT talent, right? Not the original 600. If you wanted to buff it back up to 600, honestly, that would put Androxus in a really good spot. But, again, I feel like some people might think that's too strong, so I think definitely settling for like 580 would be a good thing. Or just buff the punch to 550, at the very least, if you don't want to touch the revolver, which I totally understand if they don't. Just to make this combo work better, because this and this is just totally unsatisfying. I feel like that should kill. Let me know what you think in the comments, but with that being said, that's going to be the end of this video, so thank you guys for watching. Just a reminder, we are trying to reach 60,000 subscribers, and we are 1,000 subscribers away. We are so close! So, I really need your help. Please consider subscribing, because I want to hit that milestone as quickly as possible. Also, another milestone I want to hit is hitting 1,000 subscribers on the VODs channel. So, if you look in the description, I have a brand new VODs channel, and if you go on over there, you can catch all of my Twitch VODs. So if I stream at a bad time for you, or you just want to scroll back and catch up on some of the older VODs that you maybe haven't seen, that is the place for you. It's also just a place to find a bunch of extra content, because I don't upload most of the matches from my Twitch channel to this main channel. So definitely check that out. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers over there. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.